Okay. I guess it was a game of sniper, which was pretty
Sniper.
long. I guess it lasted for about an hour and a half. I guess.
Yeah, this one. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, th- we can go over this game, but to be honest, what I will be looking for is one or two major mistakes, one major mistake, and a couple of minor mistakes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually stop the replay there, and we're going to talk about that mistake, and we're going to try to find out different ways how we can improve that mistake, work on that mistake, give you a little bit of a homework and something for you to, spend the next couple of, I don't know, days, weeks, months, years, however much time it takes you to fix that mistake, and then you can basically improve yourself. But there's no point looking at 120 to 28 minutes, so 1 hour 28 minutes of this replay. If you
Yeah.
are really just looking for reasons why you lost this game, we can look into that.
This game specifically, it it gave me a thought. Like at the late game, I was not able to decide as to what my I. Well, I was having second thoughts regarding my item builds.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
confused. What should I build next? So this match gave me that this match put me in that dilemma. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, this past couple of days, Valve has been completely retarded as far as the replays goes. I'm really sorry. I'm apologizing constantly to my students because the replays just aren't working, and it's just really big pain in the ass. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to work on this replay. But just for your information, we can just have a quick look at the reasons. First of all, Ricky is extreme. First of all, this is the 1.9k bracket. Um, this is the 1.9k bracket, so I can understand that you had issues with itemization. Second thing is Ricky is really good against sniper. Storm is extremely good against sniper. Void is extremely good against sniper. So three of these are somewhat of hard counters. Now the reason why these guys are really good is because they can sniper wants to hit from a distance, from far away, doesn't want to be involved in fights, and what these three allow their team in fact to do is really get on top of you and harass you and kill you and all that stuff. So yeah, this was definitely a tough one. Looking at your itemization looks completely fine to me. You do lack. You have one mobility escapability item, but you could have done with a BKB this game simply because you've got a sniper plus storm. So either of these guys get on top of you. Does he have yeah, he's got a bloodthorn. So you were gonna have lots of problems with the bloodthorn. As soon as they get on top of you, you just BKB and then you can kill them. The only issue is obviously void, and you sort of have to execute properly. You have to play around the fact that there's a void. So other than that, there's unfortunately nothing we can do to actually watch this replay and get into it. But I can bet you we can look at any other game and um,
Yeah.
we will find mistakes that you are pretty much repeating in all of your games essentially.
Okay.
So let's have a different replay.
Okay, we can have a look at the Wind Ranger game which I had
This
yesterday.
one?
Yeah, 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 yeah. This
All
one.
right. Let's hope that we have the replay. Let's hope that Valve isn't screwing us over. And it is.
I
Oh,
guess,
oh, thank God. It's not. It's not. It's not.
uh, I, I guess it would be. I guess in this game, I was lagging. My ping was too high. I guess.
So again, I don't think there's any point. Also, like when you have a kill score of 14 to 42, and it looks
Mhm.
like it's not even like you didn't feed or anything.
Yeah,
It just looks like Razor essentially won the game.
yeah. He owned it.
I assume Razor went mid,
No,
and
it was me who was mid. He
all right.
went safe lane, I guess.
All right, that's fine then. We can look at this replay because what we're going to focus on is the early game. Because there's no point looking at the mid game because by mid game, come 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes, Razor will already have destroyed the game. So there's absolutely no point looking at it because the situation is completely different. So we're going to focus on the first 10 minutes, or essentially the first early part of the game where Razor's impact has not yet waved over to the mid lane. To be honest, that's not really fair because if Razor is pressuring the other lane so much that the supports are not able to rotate, I understand this is the 1.9k, so the chances that support actually rotate are fairly low, but you will have like 40% of the games where supports will pressure a little bit at the very least, even in your bracket. So at least by 8 to 9 to 10 minutes in. So you do want to think about so it is important to understand or see how you play around that track. Now, first of all, starting items. Starting items, you never want to have a set starting item build. You always want to think about what you have in the enemy lane, enemy mid lane against you, and you want to itemize accordingly. Now, uh, quick thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what you want to think about right now is what is based off of this, and I know exactly how difficult it is in your bracket to assume who is going to be in the mid lane. But at the start, you do want to think about what you are going to have in the mid lane. So for you right now, what do you think? What is the most likelihood what is the most likely hero that's going to be in the mid lane, and also what is the worst possible hero for you that can be in the mid lane?
Okay. What I assumed was like either I will have Kunkka or Timber as mid.
All right, and who is worse for you?
Phantom Assassin.
No, no, no.
EA.
You said Kunkka or Timber. So obviously you didn't assume Phantom Assassin is going to be mid, right? So you assumed
Yeah.
Kunkka or Timber. So who is going to be worse for you in the mid lane, Kunkka or Timber?
Mm. Kunkka would be like easier to counter in mid lane because Timber's reactive armor, and I guess if once he gets level 6, then he would just spam his chakram and just harass me in that case or something.
All right. So, see, what you just told me, it makes me say that you need a lot more games. You need a lot more experience to understand mid matchups, to understand what you need to be worried about in mid lane, what you need to get out of mid lane, what your thought process needs to be when you are going into the mid lane. And this is where the general information, general guide, this is where Game Leap comes in, and that's when you will benefit the most. So, to be very honest with you, Timber, if you get Timber in the mid lane, that's the best possible scenario out of all of these guys. Timber is most probably the best case scenario for you because up until he gets level 6, he can't even harass you. He can't touch you at all. You will get free CS. His right click damage isn't exactly great. You do have a really good right click damage. You can get free shots off on him. You can do a lot of harass on him. You can potentially zone him out with your power shot. You can completely destroy Timbersaw. Even if you don't know how to play Windrunner very, very well, you can still wreck Timbersaw. If you have Kunkka in the mid lane, you're gonna get basically shit on because his Tidebringer, he comes. Yes, you can get a little bit harass on him, but he will be doing a lot more harass on you without even doing anything at all. Just go in, put a right click on the creep, boom, you get damaged every single time. It is the most annoying thing. It is 700 range, I believe, 600 radius. 600 radius is like your right click range is 600. So as far as your right click ranges, that's how far his Tidebringer's radius is at level 7 essentially. And even at level 1, 2, 3, you are coming in close for the right click. It's gonna hurt. It says 600, but it feels like 1200. I honestly don't know like why it feels like that, but it is a really long range. So you need to be worried about Kunkka, and what you need to come into the mid lane with is preparation for the worst possible matchup. Obviously, you can have PAs as well, but because you said you expect only these two, so I'm going to go based off your knowledge of the your current MMR, and I'm going to say this is what you should be worried about. So you should have had the starting items you got. It was good. You started off with a Tango, and that is perfectly fine. Now, if you see it's a Timber, then obviously you overshot your healing but it's completely fine. It is completely fine. You need to prepare for the worst case scenario. And to be very honest with you, if it is going to be a PA, suddenly you come to the lane and you find out, okay, it's a PA, then this tango is not going to be enough. So what you need to do is with your first 100 gold, you need to immediately bring out a salve to yourself because you're going to need that extra region because you're not going to be able to survive in the lane.
Yeah.
Let's see when you leveled up power shot. Second thing is you leveled up power shot right off the bat. You never want to level up on any hero. Well, on 99% of the heroes, I want to say 99%, but obviously it's maybe less than that. But on majority of the heroes, you never want to level up an ability until you get to a situation where you actually need that ability. So, for example, right now, you could have benefited so much more from having Shackle Shot. Like literally, these two lined up perfectly. And if you'd had Shackle Shot right now, I'm inclined to say you would have killed Rasta, either killed him or at least made sure, like you would have been so close to killing him, like so very close. You've got a 1.5 second or 1.5 second. Maybe you don't kill him, but guaranteed, you take his health down to this much so that he definitely has to go back to base. And you waste a lot of his time, and basically you give even more advantage to whichever lane he's going to be in. Looks like he is going to stay in the mid. Oh, looks like it's a mid Rasta. So wow. So you would have won the mid lane. If you'd leveled up Shackle Shot at that point, you would have guaranteed one mid lane. You would have had almost 2 creep waves worth of free CS. You would have been level 2 when you would have been level 3 almost when he's still level 1. And basically, then if you play even slightly aggressively, if you understand your matchup, if you understand he's really weak, then you kill him over and over and over again. And then at the end of the game, instead of Razor having 20 kills, you would have had 20 kills and you would have been the one who destroyed this game. You got the deny, but you didn't get the last hit. So you need to worry. Don't even bother with the denies, to be honest. 1.9k, don't even bother with the denies. Just bother with the right last hits. If none of your creeps are low, sure, go for the deny. But otherwise, go for the last hits. Last hits are so much more important in every single MMR bracket, especially 10 times more in your bracket, because if you are better than this guy, then you will do so much more with more gold than this guy will. Denying him XP, denying him gold, it's not doing anything for you in particular. Looking at, try to understand my perspective. You don't care about these guys. You don't care about these guys. All you care about is this guy. You want to get as much farm, as much XP, as much gold, as many items on this guy, and you want to win the game. You don't care if this guy gets farmed. You don't care what he's doing. You want to get the most out for yourself. Your perspective should be you and only you. So denying creeps, it's not achieving you anything. It's denying this guy some farm. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to deny. I'm saying, yes, it is a good thing to deny, but definitely you want to focus on your own farm rather than denying the enemy farm. And we can look at his own CS, like, even if you don't deny, the likelihood of him actually look at that. Like, this is how bad your opponents are. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. It took him. His reaction time is like 4,000 milliseconds. So like if he doesn't die here, I'm honestly gonna stop coaching. So yeah, that's like that is what I call a kill being served on a silver platter, right? And based off of this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. You got something like 400 gold from this. You got God damn it. You were at 200 gold, and you ended up having 10. You ended up having so 450 gold. You got 450-ish gold. I mean, trying to say just 400 gold almost. You got 400 gold for that kill, which is fantastic. You already won the mid lane. Not because of anything you did in particular to outplay your opponent, but just because he's bad, right? So yes, you took advantage of that. Yes, you harassed him a lot, and now he's completely left the mid lane. But look at what you're doing right now. This is unacceptable. You're missing completely free last hits. This is one last hit that you missed. You didn't even attempt it. This is another last hit that you missed. You didn't really attempt it either. And all right, you got this one. And you got 1 out of 4 last hits right there. So this is unacceptable. And right now, I will tell you, this is your major mistake. To be very honest with you, most of the times, if you were my recurring student, then I would have stopped the video right here, and I would like, okay, we've done 20 minutes, and I owe you 40 minutes, and we'll come back later. But you will continue to look for other mistakes. Right now, I will tell you your biggest mistake, and I bet you we can pick any game right here. Where are you? We can pick any game in your entire previous history, and I can bet you will be low on CS every single time, every single time. So that's something that you need improvement on right away. You need to practice your lobby. In your custom lobby, go to the custom lobby, go to the mid lane, and you need to get by 10 minutes in. You need to have 35 to 40 CS. That is the bare minimum you need to achieve before you go and play another pub match. You can do this with empty, no bots, just creeps, just you and the creeps. So it's a ideal world scenario. And once you get to 35 to 40 CS, then you do medium bots, and then you get it to 35 to 40 CS. Once you get it to 35 to 40 CS against medium bots, I can bet you that you can easily fly off to 2.5 KMR without too much trouble. Like you're gonna have 60-65% win rate easily, just because you're farming so much more better, you are getting items so much quicker, you are basically fatter and stronger than the enemy in every single game, and you have that much more impact in your games. Now, keep in mind, 40 CS is only 50% of the CS that you can possibly have.
Okay.
Because at 10 minutes in, you have 80 creeps that have a potential to get 80 creeps, excluding the 2 catapults. Let's assume you don't get the 2 catapults. You have 80 creeps. So I'm saying at 10 minutes in, instead of 80 creeps, you should have 40 creeps. If you have 40 creeps, 50% farming efficiency, then you will be winning your games in your current bracket very, very easily. So we will see where you are at 10 minutes in. For the time being, let's continue on. Now, you do have the bottle. You don't really need the bottle charge right now. You have 3 tangos. You have full mana, and you use the bottle charge just to get your mana back to full. So it's a waste of efficiency. You could have just come here and eaten the tree. Now, the other thing is with Windrunner. Okay, before I get the Windrunner, the other thing is it's 2 minutes in nearly. These creeps are all under the tower. Now, you need to understand creep equilibrium. You need to understand the creep mechanics, the lane mechanics. You need to understand that when these creeps, you got this last CS, right? You didn't even get that CS. So what you should have done is gotten this CS, gone over to the to the rune, or even before when I started talking, when it was like, okay, let me tell you exactly when you should have gone over. All right here you get this last hit, you get this last hit, you don't get this last hit, but right here you should have made your way over to this rune, because what are you going to do here? All you're going to do is hit this tower. This tower is nearly full HP. There's 5 creeps hitting it anyway. You're not going to do that much damage. You have a decent amount of damage, but it's full HP tower. You're not doing that much at this point. At 2 minutes in, it's better to secure this rune rather than killing this or harming this tower. In fact, what I would have done if I was you, I would have gone back here to meet the courier halfway, gotten my bottle, and then immediately gone over here to get the rune and come back. So instead of that, you came here, you hit the tower once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. 4 times you hit the tower. All right, now it was worth it because you managed to get them to fortify. But if they were smarter people, they wouldn't have fortified here. So that was, and by this time, okay, you still would have missed this 1 CS, but you would have guaranteed getting the rune. As soon as you get the rune, you take the rune, you start coming back, and roughly over here, you would have thrown out a level 2 power shot, and you would have killed both of these creeps. So unlike most other heroes will miss 1 or 2 CS, but Windrunner doesn't even need to miss any CS to go for the rune, because you can quite easily power shot and get the creeps, get all the CS. So you have the potential to get even more than 40 CS. Now look at this, you're missing CS for no reason at all. And now you've got a difficult lane. You've got PA. Now, as soon as you see PAs in the lane, you need to ferry out a stick. You need to ferry out a magic stick to you as soon as possible. Don't upgrade to a wand. Just get a stick. That's all you're gonna need. You probably don't even need a magic wand this game, but you definitely need the stick to survive in this lane because the damage is way too much. Now, and understandably, the regen is not a lot. It's not going to help you completely sustain in the lane, but you're going to rely heavily on the bottle and the regen that you have to sustain in the lane. And you might even need to ferry out another salve with your next boots, but you definitely need to have a stick. You need to understand what you are, where your region is in the lane, and you need to make sure that you don't get killed because you didn't bother getting an extra salve or an extra set of tangos or something like that. Now look at the CS. You've got at 3 minutes in, you have had 8 threes or 8 threes 24. So you've had 24 CS in the lane, and you've out of 24 CS, you've got only 7. That's like 1/3, less than 1/3 of the CS that you're farming. That's like 30% efficiency. And I'm telling you, instead of 30% efficiency, you bring it up 20%. You bring it up to 50%, and you'll be winning games easily. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, you
Actually,
are.
when I saw PA coming in the mid, so actually I just got scared by the stifling dagger. So I was just trying to stay away from the range of PA.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I missed some XP also in that
Not
case.
only did you miss XP, but also you didn't go for the rune. You went to
Yeah,
you got your bottle refilled. You got the courier to come and take your bottle and a bottle crow, but you didn't. You could have made your way over to this rune or even this rune, either of these runes, in time, and you could have gotten that, but you didn't do that. So you're definitely wasting a lot of time. You're not thinking, you're getting afraid. So there's no point getting afraid. The PA comes in, you don't. This is not real life. Like it's not something to be afraid of. Like, why are you missing like this? I don't know what you trying to get some vision, or this was an accident. I don't know. This particular power shot. What was your thinking behind this?
Actually, I completely missed the power shot. At this point of time, I guess I was lagging a little bit, so I guess it was missed time.
Okay. What you can do.
My idea was to just to just to get some CS. That's it. Like,
Yeah, so what you're doing wrong with the power shot is look at your arrow positioning when you hit the power shot, right? You are hitting the power shot right in front of, like, I want to pause it to show you exactly what you're doing. So you clicked it here, right here. You click the power shot right here. So it is hard to actually judge when you click it this far back what the angle is going to be. And because you clicked it here, it went in this direction. What you need to do is click it right here, right on top of this guy, so that you have the maximum amount of accuracy. Because, as I said, it's going to go in this direction. And if we unpause it, can we unpause it? No, we can't unpause it because I have to remove this. So, all right, it goes even farther than that direction.
yeah.
Anyway, all right, carrying on. Now you've got 800 gold in your bank account, and you haven't bought anything yet. You need to get your boots. You should have gotten your wand by now. You are again harassing. Okay. You are again harassing this guy, which is good. You're going to go for the kill, but he's an idiot. He's going to stay there. You could have gone for the CS, which is 50 gold, right? Second thing is, like, you want to make sure that he gets shackled. All you needed to do was you could have even win run. You could have win run right here and then shackle this creep or even this creep. Actually, this creep would have been better. You just wind run, press wind run, move in this direction, throw a shackle out. This guy gets clipped, and you don't even need to right click him. You just throw a power shot because he is 100, 200 health, and you have a level 2 power shot, which is 200 health. So you will need to right click him once, but you would have had latched him for 2.5 seconds and you would have killed him. Now, I don't want to talk about your skill build too much. All I'm going to say is that when you level up, before you put a point in an ability, make sure you have a good reasoning behind leveling it up. Right? You need to think about why you're leveling it up. You need to have a good reason. You're leveling up. You're maximizing power shot because you want to harass. You want to get the maximum amount of damage. You want to get the maximum amount of CS, farming, all that stuff. Wonderful. You want to maximize shackle shot because you know guaranteed you will get shackle shot off on the mid laner again and again, and you can get a kill over and over again. Or you think you're gonna go to the side lanes constantly and get a kill over and over again. Fantastic. You want to maximize win run because you have an OD, you have a PA, you have somebody in the mid lane who's going to get on top of you and right click you and kill you. All right, you need to survive the mid lane and you need to put maximize win run. The most likely 90% of your games in the mid lane, you are going to max out power shot. Almost always. You're going to have a 1-1 build. 1-1 means at level 4 you're going to have 1 point in shackle shot, 2 points in power shot, and 1 point in wind run. This allows you to have a little bit of kill potential, a little bit of survivability, and what you're aiming to do is maximize your damage output. And you're going to max out power shot first. But as I said, I don't want to talk about skill build too much. Because I don't want to overburden you. We've already spoken about your biggest issue, which is farming, and I don't want to put on too many big issues. So we're just going to talk about smaller and smaller issues, and I just want to go over to 10 minutes, and then we can end this replay. At 10 minutes, I want to see what your CS is, and that's it. I've noticed that you're staying in the mid lane. You haven't gone for the rune at all, not even once. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that.
I guess I started going for the runes later on, but I guess that's not good.
Later on, you can avoid going to the runes. Earlier on is when you actually want to go to the runes. Second thing is you don't want to use power shot on full HP creeps. What you want to do is you want to move over here. You've got level 3 power shot. What you want to do is you want to move up to God damn it. You want to move closer, maybe move up to here. You want to you want to right click the creep that isn't being hit, right? So let's see which creep is not being hit. Looks like this creep wasn't being hit. So what you want to do is you want to right click this creep a few times, like 2 or 3 hits, and you want to come all the way up till here. You want to right click this creep twice. By that time, this creep will be very close to dying. Then you want to throw out a power shot. You clip this creep, you get both of these creeps, and then this creep is the only one left. You hit it twice more, and you get 4 out of 4 CS quickly. And then what you do is you go over to the side. If it's rune time, you get the rune, and then you come back. But what you're doing is you're throwing out power shot early. What that's making you do is miss CS. You missed that 1 CS, you missed this 2 CS, and you're going to miss this 3 as well. So out of 4, you got 1. Actually, there's catapult as well, so we're going to say out of 5, you're going to get 1. I highly doubt you're going to get the catapult. And you got the catapult. So out of 5, you got 2, which is pretty decent because it was a catapult. But this, what you're doing, what is the use of that? You wasted a 1 minute focus fire. Granted, the possibility of somebody coming in and you having to use the focus fire is very low. But you have to understand what your capabilities, what your capacity is. If this tower was at 200 HP, sure, go ahead, ulti it, and you will kill it really quickly. It's nearly full HP. It's like, what? I think it had 1,000 HP still. There's no way. Absolutely, you could stand there for 2 hours and you still wouldn't have killed it because it would have killed you before you would have killed it. So there's absolutely no point doing that. You didn't even use Windrun. You bottled twice and you lost full bottle charges. Like you bottled while the tower is hitting you, and you bottled again while the tower was hitting you. You got 0 efficiency out of your bottle. So, um, and now you're making your way over to the rune when there is creeps here. Like this is why I wanted to end the replay earlier on, because this is again a really all this movement. This is major mistakes. You are missing out on the um, mechanics of the mid lane. Like these are basics that I spoke about earlier on. There's a full creep wave here, and you don't take the creep wave. You just leave when it's not even rune spawn time, right? There's a full creep wave. There's four creeps there. There's 200 worth of gold there. 200 gold worth of creeps there. You should have taken that, and then you could have made your way over to the rune. But instead, you miss out on this 200 gold. Okay, sure, you're not getting a 4 out of 4 CS, but you are at least getting all the XP. So you're missing out on the XP. You come over here, and there's no rune here, obviously. You make your way back again, and you don't even make your way back again. So I don't know why you're standing here. You're wasting a lot of time.
I guess it was lagging at that time.
Okay. All right, that's fine, but you are definitely missing out a lot of CS, and this is rune time now. Like, if you'd already committed to coming here to take the rune, then might as well stay there. You've already missed the 4 creeps, so might as well stay there and take the rune. And you got 1 creep, now you missed that one. You got 2 creeps, you got 3 creeps, and you missed that one as well. So you got 3 creeps out of 4, which is pretty decent, but you definitely missed out the entire 1 creep wave that you made your way over to the rune, and now you still don't have. You had the bottle, you had the courier here, it went back, it came back, you still didn't bottle crow. As soon as you saw the rune wasn't there, you could have put. So I think courier was delivering phase boots to you. So when you came here, you saw there was no rune. I think it was 7:15 minutes at that time. So you could have put your bottle at the courier. The courier could have ferried to you, and then you wouldn't have had to go to either of the runes, and you could have stayed in the mid lane and kept farming, which was okay, which was decent. But you didn't even do that. You made your way over to the rune, and you wasted the entire creep wave. You didn't even get the bottle refilled, and now you end up in a situation where probably both the runes are already taken. You can't bottle crow. You have an empty bottle. You have no mana. You can't CS. So you're basically, in a very bad position right now. Which server are you playing on usually?
I guess the Southeast Asia.
So you shouldn't have. India has its own server, right? I'm sure India has its own server. Yeah, so why don't you play on the Indian server? And I'm pretty sure the Indian server would be in Mumbai or New Delhi, right?
Yeah.
So you should get like 2 ping next, like, on that server.
On Southeast Asia, I guess, compared to Indian servers, I guess less new players are present. Like the people.
Like, listen. This is
really good. Like the chances.
This is your misconception. The only reason why players would be good there is because they're Smurfs. That's the only reason, and you don't want to play with Smurfs anyway. If you are seeing people who are good or bad, that is your misconception. If you are in a 1.9k MMR bracket and you see people who are actually good, then they are Smurfs. I don't mean to disrespect you or make fun of you or anything, but I'm telling you that this is your misconception. If you're having better games or something like that, that's again literally your misconception. Maybe the timing that you're playing at are bad. Maybe you've got a high toxic MMR or something like that, but you definitely need to have, like, if you are suffering because of your ping, then you have to play on a server where you're not going to have high ping. It's really important. And why are you saying that there are better people? Why aren't you the better person? Why aren't you the person that other people are saying, okay, this guy is a better one, so I want to play on the server that this guy is playing on? You need to improve, and you need to be the guy who's actually better than everybody else. So, and shouldn't you be happier that people are bad? Because if people are bad, then you should have better chances of winning the games. Because you can be good. You have the possibility or the capacity to be good. You're getting coaching. You're interested in getting good. You have the drive. You have the, now you're getting the knowledge to get better. So you should be playing on a server where people are bad anyway. But that's not my point. My point is you need to go and play on a server where you have low ping. Now, We're not even at 10 minutes. We're at 11 minutes. Actually, I do want to get to 10 minutes. So let's see the 10-minute mark. We'll look after these 3 creeps because that's what the accurate thing would be. And after these 3 creeps, you've got 26 CS. Now, this is what I mean. 10 minutes in, you've got 26 CS. What did I say? You need to get to 40 CS. It's just 14 more CS. It's literally just 14 more last hits, and you will be winning games. That's all you need to do. I don't need to talk about itemization at all, because if you're getting more gold, it doesn't matter what item you're getting. You're getting more items than the enemy team, and you're going to be winning. Even with this CS, you are probably one of the highest. You're almost one of the highest CS, right? This troll, he's at 40 last hits at 10 minutes in. I can guarantee you he's winning most of his games. Oh, wait, he's in the carry lane. Never mind. In the carry lane, you want to be aiming for 50, but I can still bet you this guy is winning. Oh, okay, this is a troll spammer. So, and these are still all unranked games. That's the other thing that you need to move away from. You need to move away from unranked games. You don't learn that much from unranked games. You need to play ranked games. Here we go. That's the second, another thing. You need to play unranked games to get better quality games and increase your skill. So play unranked. So play ranked games. Did I say unranked? Sorry, play ranked games. Play ranked games.
Yeah.
Get your CS up. Use your powershot properly. Don't waste your time going about. Play on a server where you have low ping, where you have 30 ping. Doesn't matter if people are good or bad. That's your misconception. You need to change that around. You need to be the person who's the better one. And also, lastly, what do you call it? Go on to Dota 2 wiki, read about your hero mechanics. Go on to Game Leap if you can, spare some funds for it. Go and look up the guides, look up the general guides, look up the hero specific guides, and I can guarantee you will learn. You've got a lot of room for improvement, which is not a bad thing, which is a really, really good thing. If you're in a 1.9k MMR bracket and you're playing like this, that means you have a lot of room to improve, and that means you should be able. There's something that you're doing really, really well right now. You're probably playing team fights really, really well. That you are in the 1.9k bracket because you were. I've got other students in this bracket, but their early game at least is really well, really good. But their team fighting is what is holding them back. But this is probably an easier thing to learn because this is just something that you need to practice. You go into a custom lobby and you start right last hitting. You practice like 1 hour, 2 hour last hitting every day, and in 1 week you'll be Dendi. I promise you'll be hitting like Dendi. Last hitting like Dendi. So just go in, and obviously if you have the capability and you have good hand-eye coordination and all that, we're assuming you have all that. So anyway, now if you have any, I'm going to end the replay right here because I don't think we're going to get much out of this, and you already got tons and tons of things to work on. So this feels so good when you get this. So you've got tons of things to work on. So now if you have any questions, I'll take those.
For now, I guess I got the point regarding the CS, and
Yeah.
lately I have also been practicing the. I guess there is a custom game named Last Hit Challenge or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, so I started playing it a week before.
Okay, yeah.
And okay, I guess I had a question regarding the builds, like during the late games, like whenever I'm playing a carry.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm getting the kills and if the team support is working fine and all,
Yeah.
so then if things go well, then it's fine. If they aren't, then I often wonder as to what's wrong with my build or what next should I build. So I guess it is to that is I guess I should first get the basics right. Then the item builds would be something more to think about, I guess.
Absolutely. That's one thing. And second thing is if you're getting last hitting correctly, and it doesn't matter, as I said, it doesn't matter what item builder you are going for. Even these items, like if you get these exact items instead of, let's have a really, really, really quick look. Instead of getting Ags plus Desolator at 32 minutes in. If you can get an Ags and a Desolator at let's say 20 minutes in, right? Imagine what the game impact is going to be. Imagine you're gonna be killing people in 1.5, 2 seconds maximum. You're gonna kill PA, their carry or whoever in half the time, right? So it doesn't matter what. Like, I don't agree with your item build at all, not even a little bit. Going for an Ags rush at all, not at all. You don't even have a blink dagger. You can't initiate. You can't. So I don't even want to talk about that. But what I do want to talk about is the fact that if you do have if you're at 27 last hits, if you can get to 50 last hits, which is almost twice as much farm that you're getting, you're literally getting every item in half the time. So if you're getting this Deso plus Ags at
Okay.
33 minutes, so we can say safely that you can possibly get it at 17 minutes or maybe 20 minutes, right? 20-ish, 22 minutes in. Imagine having Axe, Deso, Phase Boots at 20 minutes in. You're literally destroying the game. It doesn't matter what item. You can get the Basher after that. You'll be winning games. It doesn't matter. So that's what I mean. Like, item builds, not really important. You're probably not even going to get to late game because you're going to be farming so much faster than anybody else in the enemy team that you're just going to be skyrocketing. Like, look at... Okay, never mind. We can't actually look at it because Razor actually was getting kills, not farming. So, yeah. Okay.